Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Mai, and today's video is one that I'm really excited for. It is a library that is in the shape of a stack of books, which I don't know what really brought this on. I was just kind of playing around with some shapes and I just thought it would be, I don't know, just kind of interesting. So it does have 3 levels, although the middle one is a mezzanine because it is, I don't know, just kind of worked out like that. But yeah, it is 3 books stacked on top of each other, and I built it on a 20 by 20 lot in Magnolia Promenade, which is the world that came with Get to Work, which was the very first expansion pack that came out. And yeah, I mean, you could probably place this wherever. It's, again, a 20 by 20 lot, so it shouldn't be too difficult to find a spot for it. And thankfully, it was actually really easy to get the shell the way that I wanted it. I think the only tedious part was doing this right here where I am placing floors around all of these kind of sticky outy bits because I needed to place a floor trim to make it look like the actual jacket of the book. So I decided to use these floor trims from, I think it's Eco Lifestyle, that they're supposed to be, you know, kind of like these metal beams, but they had like the perfect shape to be these, be the edges of the book because they like stick out. So yeah, it looks like, I don't know, it looks like an actual book. They also have actually these like matching floor tiles, so you could make these kind of like flush with them, and it makes it even more realistic. Of course they do clip into each other. I couldn't make them actually like separate, but I think that, I don't know, if you don't really look at it too much, it's not too bad. And I also decided to use the siding from Growing Together. It has this thin white siding that look like pages. So yeah, this was a lot of fun. I'm really glad that it turned out to be like way easier than I thought it would be, and it actually like looks like a real book. I think that finding the trim with the matching floors really helped. And yeah, we're just kind of figuring out the layout here. Like I said, this second floor is just going to be a mezzanine because yeah, with the stairs and everything, it was kind of hard to make that floor functional and also fit the stairs in and make them all centered and pretty. And to be honest, I didn't even really need that space because yeah, we ended up fitting in everything that we needed, and there's a lot of outdoor space, so I also got to fit in a lot of outdoor activities. And for the windows, I used the windows from Snowy Escape. I felt like they had a kind of papery texture, not this one exactly, but I end up using the ones that have kind of like a translucent glass instead of the fully transparent one, because I felt like they had, yeah, more of like that papery feel, which would be more fitting for a book. And I also decided to use some shutters from Horse Ranch, not on the second floor, just because they didn't really fit because of the diagonal, but because like diagonals make windows look bigger for some reason. But I thought it was fine because that's the mezzanine anyways. And yeah, I just thought it was kind of a great way to fill in that space because inside I wanted to have a lot of wall space for bookshelves. So by using the shutters to kind of fill in the gaps between the windows on the outside, it gave me a little bit more flexibility to have the like empty walls on the inside. And of course, I had to place flower boxes because I love placing flower boxes. I love the color and the life that they add to exteriors. And I also decided to place just this little Snowy Escape fence on the outside, but we have jumped into the interior, and I picked the flooring and the wallpaper off camera just because it was a little bit tedious and I wasn't sure the color scheme that I wanted right away. So I was just flipping through a bunch of different styles and it was kind of a pain to watch, so I decided to just kind of jump in to the one that I had already picked. And I decided to go with this kind of dark academia because, like, I don't know, in my head, that's what I associate with libraries. And I couldn't really wrap my head around having a contemporary library, even though the exterior is maybe a little bit more modern. So I don't know, I decided to go with this, and I really love these bookshelves that I used from Get to Work. And I had originally in my head thought that I was going to use the Crystal Creations ones, and I do try to kind of switch them out because I'm like, oh wait, I don't know, maybe that would be better. But I don't know, the Get to Work ones, even though they're not super, I don't know, they're probably the best thing that Get to Work has, and they're probably not super popular in people's games. I don't know, there's something about them that is just so stunning. I really love the details, the wood texture, and the color scheme was, I don't know, it's just fitting. And I really like over here, there was a perfect little spot for like a living room situation. And I can just imagine them having like a book club here. I don't know, it was really cute. And there was just, I don't know, a big open corner. So I like that. And I do place those like paranormal stuff desks around, paired with the Crystal Creations chair. Because you do need a desk, you do need multiple desks for the libraries in The Sims, like as it's like a requirement for the library community lot. So I place those around, and I place those really comfy armchairs from Book Nook. Obviously, actually, I don't know if they're comfy, but they look really comfy. So I place those around. I do really like that I have like those, but I also have the different armchair in the living room just to kind of mix things up and add a little bit of variety around so that it's not like super matchy-matchy. And I was struggling with the rugs quite a bit because we have just kind of these long corridors and no like clear place to place rugs. There's not like a big open space, but I do place a rug in front of the kind of entryway table, hallway table that I placed over there with that very fancy portrait. And I end up placing a lot of those like half circle rugs around as well in front of the bookshelves just to, I don't know, create little areas around them. I don't know, it just felt like an interesting thing to do. And I also place a lot of plants around this build. I had like that instinct to just kind of add a little bit more life in here. And I also really love the mix of dark academia with just a lot of plants everywhere. I really like, you know, the dark brown and the green. It just really, really works. And I also place those horse ranch stools in front of a couple of the bookshelves. I really love doing that because it's kind of like, oh, that way you can reach the top shelf, and it just adds like a little bit of diversity, and it kind of makes like these big tall bookshelves. It makes the big tall bookshelves kind of cascade down to the ground in a way. So I don't know, that was really interesting and fun to do. It's something that I've done a lot of times before, so it's nothing new, but it still looks really nice. And here on the mezzanine, I do place a chess table, and I also pair it with that divider from the Cozy Bistro kit, which just felt like a really cool way to kind of create an angle there so that I could place the chess table. And of course I struggled to place a rug here too. I really wanted a way to anchor the table there and to make this area a little bit cozier. I think I end up placing just those like half circle rugs that I had placed in front of the bookshelves. I placed them along the stairs. It would be so cool to have like runners that go up the stairs. Those would be so cute and cozy. It would also be really nice to have some more of those oval rugs. We don't have a lot of oval rugs, and they don't have a lot of swatches, so it's really hard to place them. And I don't know, they're just a super simple like part of the game, I feel. Like we've gotten a lot of weird things in the game. I don't know how we don't have more oval rugs. But here on the top floor, we are going to be making like a little kids area with like a toy box and some kids activities. And we also place a desk, obviously, because I imagine that when the parents are up here, you know, they can also get some work done. And up here I end up using the curtains from Growing Together that have the pom-poms just to make this place a little bit, I don't know, more kid-friendly. And originally I had this very simple shape up here, but I really wanted to place some more kids items and bookshelves, so we do end up moving it around. Up here we also have the bathrooms. They're both very large, just family bathrooms, so yeah, you have to come all the way up here, but it also just makes sense in my head to have the kids area next to the bathrooms because, I don't know, kid is playing, they don't really want to go to the bathroom, and then last minute they're like, I have to go right now. It's probably really useful to have the bathrooms be right next to that area. But this is where we kind of start shifting things around. And what I do is I just kind of cut into those two big square bathrooms, and I like try to make a little bit more space to place that like activity table so that in that corner, instead of the activity table, I can have those two bookshelves from potentially My First Pet stuff, which was free a while ago. And yeah, I think maybe more people have it in their game now because nobody really wants to pay for that pack. It wasn't that good, but I really like it. I created that little cozy corner, and it has that like decal from Growing Together that's really cute. And I think also I placed like a little poof out there so that the kids can read. And in this little corner, since it's just kind of like stuck over here behind the stairs, I place a bunch of plants just to kind of draw that from the downstairs. And I do change this little layout of the desk. Originally I have it facing the bathroom, but I end up moving it around and making it face the wall with the bulletin board, where I kind of imagine that maybe there is like the calendar that's on it is kind of like activities for the kids for the week or for the month, so that, I don't know, at my library when I was growing up, there was always activities, so I kind of drew that as inspiration. And now we are moving on to the bathroom, and it's pretty simple. There's just like a sink and a toilet and a changing table that came with growing together, where it's kind of cool, and like it's like made for community lots, where it kind of like tucks in to the wall, so it like flips up, so that's really cool. And I used the tile from For Rent, which I really, really like. I don't know, the colors just felt right to me. And I actually think the wall is from Base Game, so pretty simple. And Get to Work actually has these cool little like clutter items, where it's a paper towel dispenser and a soap dispenser. So I also placed that in there, make it look like a very real community lot. And back here, I created a lovely fountain area. We're gonna start on the landscaping, I guess, first. But I created a little fountain area in the back, which is really cute. I end up decorating that a lot, adding some benches and things. But here at the front, I'm just trying to place these kind of planters for these trees. And I decided to put them on a platform, just to, I don't know, make it add a little bit more dimension, right? A lot of the things that I do are just to add a little bit more dimension. So I place those. I use, I think, a foundation or like a platform trim from like Outdoor Retreat, potentially. And I place these trees that you can actually see them around the world. I think it's like the quaking aspen tree. And I put them smack dab in the middle of a hydrangea. I really love hydrangeas. So I try to place them around quite often. They're great filler landscaping. Filler landscaping is really, that's the name of the game. I don't get too fancy with the landscaping. I just try to fill in the space and make it look somewhat harmonious. So a lot of ferns, because you can look around the world and see a lot of ferns. That's actually a really easy way to do your landscaping, is to just kind of look around the world and see what kind of things you can replicate on your own lot. And it makes it look way more part of that world. And also adding a lot of stones, a lot of those low-lying pale flowers to really make it look overgrown and, more grounded that way. I think in my head, that's what those do, making it ever so more realistic. Although actually in real life, I don't think I register seeing that many stones around. I think also what I really like about stones is that the gray kind of cuts through a lot of the green and the brown and just like the natural colors of landscaping. It like adds a little bit of dimension in that way. And speaking of dimension, we are working on the terrain paint, which is probably one of my favorite parts of landscaping. It's just really good for, shading in, making your builds really pop, make them 3D. Instead of just like two-dimensional flat things. And I decided to kind of cut through a little bit of the outside tiling that we had and add some more hedges next to the library, and also just on the outside here, just to make that area maybe a little bit less open, a little bit more private. And right now I'm placing benches, but I later place actual like tables and chairs, and you're going to see all of that in the screenshots, all of the last little details. So yeah, we're there. We're at the screenshots. There you can see I've added some outdoor activities, that the monkey bars, a little slide as well. There you can see the tables that I just talked about. And I did place benches though along the fountain, and I also placed some planters so that you can have a little community garden. And in the interiors, I haven't changed too much except maybe the lighting, and I've also added a little bit more of like book clutter around. So there's a lot of little items that have like from Book Nook, there you can see that stack of books. I put those around. I felt like it made, like the same reason that I placed those stools, it kind of like brings the bookshelves down a little bit. And I also did clutter up like some of the surfaces, and I added some artwork around, just like base game pieces, I think mostly, that they all have like matching frames. So I thought that was really nice. It like really like fills in the space, warms it up a little bit too, which I really love. And here on the mezzanine, I actually placed some interesting looking statues around, just to make use of those empty spaces. And yeah, up here, there you can see that I changed the position of the desk. I think it looks way better this way. And yeah, I think I also might have changed the poofs a little. Oh yeah, and I cluttered up those bookshelves. I don't think you can have a kids area without a lot of extra clutter. Thankfully it is a little bit organized. You can walk through it and everything. But here we have the last spaces. The bathroom, I just included one photo or one set of photos for the bathrooms because they're practically identical. And here we have our outdoor space, our beautiful fountain, and our seating. And this is the little kids area that I placed with a bench for the parents to watch. Our community garden, which I really love. That was a great addition. And we are at our last screenshot. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this build as much as I did. This was a lot of fun. Bye buds, and thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss any future videos. Comment and share with your friends. Talk to y'all soon. Bye!